Okay, right now, my initial thoughts about the Black Panther movie that I haven't watched. Should I say this is my initial thoughts of the trend that's following the Black Panther movie? Because we all know this, everything's usually just, it's trending, and this is why I call it a trend, because it's only popular when it's popular. I don't know if everybody remembers when everybody started working out, and then it became popular. Then all of a sudden everybody wanted to be a crunchy mama. Then all of a sudden everybody wanted to be vegetarian. Then they went vegan. I don't know what's next. Paleo. They had the paleo. You know, all this shit was trending, okay? But I guarantee you 60% of the people that started out with those trends are not still doing that. They're probably on the next trend, okay? They follow what's trending. It's not their true beliefs and ideals and things that they want themselves, and that they really processed themselves and taken time to think about and address and research and even question just at any point. Like, just look into, like, do something with some thought. You know, like, we don't do things with thought. People don't realize it. You do things without thought and you don't even realize it. Like, you do things without thinking. Yeah, you think a little bit, but you didn't truly think. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just do it because you just are raised and groomed and told to do these things. You know, these are just things that you're told to do. You just automatically do. It's like an automatic thing that was put somewhere in some part of your brain, the slave part of your brain, that makes you conform. You know, like holidays. Let's just, for instance, holidays. There's things that you do that you don't even realize that you do without even thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you celebrate, for instance, Valentine's Day that just passed? Like, why do you truly celebrate Valentine's Day? Like, do you have a real, ask yourself this, like, for real, ask yourself this. Why do I celebrate Valentine's Day? And if you can't come up with a question other than, well, you know, we always did it growing up. I grew up celebrating Valentine's Day. I like getting Valentine's Day stuff. Giving Valentine's Day stuff. I mean, you can't come up with nothing. Like, can you say, like, I mean, I can see if you could be like, I celebrate Valentine's Day because that's my birthday. Or like, I celebrate Valentine's Day because on this Valentine's Day we did this and it was so fun and amazing and it's a memory that I'll never forget. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you really have a reason that you celebrate Valentine's Day? Like, this is the day that such a blah, 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 blah. And then, like, do you call that day Valentine's Day? Like, are you celebrating Valentine's Day because it's Valentine's Day or because it's your birthday? So, if you're just celebrating because it's your birthday, maybe you should just call it your birthday, not Valentine's Day. Like, oh, what do you do for Valentine's Day? Be like, oh, what do you mean? You mean my birthday? Like, for real, though, like, we do things without realizing that we're just doing them because we were told to do them. And not like, I'm not like on some like, oh, rebel against every fucking thing around you and what you were raised. No, I mean, like, know why you're doing what you're doing. You know, like, know why you're doing it. Like, I had to ask myself why I celebrate Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was younger, there was a reason why we celebrated Christmas. It was like, we were poor, you know, and we didn't really get birthdays and shit like that. So Christmas was like really fun, you know, because on Christmas, my mom had homemade ornaments. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would decorate the tree with homemade shit. You know, those were memories. You know, that's why Christmas was important. And it was because we would get the one thing that we might have wanted throughout the whole fucking year that we weren't going to get any other time of the year but Christmas. Like, that made Christmas for me growing up, you know, like, not just because I was told to celebrate Christmas. It's because what Christmas was growing up, and it's not that anymore. So I had to ask myself, why do I still celebrate Christmas? Like, my kids get shit all year round. Like, so do I celebrate Christmas just to get shit? I mean, like, I don't need a day to get my kids shit. You know, like, I don't need Christmas to buy them shit. I don't wait all year to buy them shit. I mean, maybe I should, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to ask yourself, like, I have to ask myself too, like, why do you celebrate Christmas? Because you were told, and because I just grew up celebrating it. But why do I do it anymore? Because it's not the same. Now, maybe I need to ask myself, do I need to start carrying on these traditions that I used to have when I was growing up? Like, because Christmas definitely is not what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not one thing that my kids got. So maybe I need to withhold the whole year and don't give my kids shit for the whole year. And then on Christmas, get them something. But then why would I want to do that? Because that's what their birthday's for, you know? Like, that one thing that they want. But we don't even do that. Like, I'm guilty of it too. We're all guilty by association. We're products of our environment, okay? So, I mean, don't be defensive about things. Like, you don't have to be super defensive. If it's not about your kids or your family, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you should be defensive about things. If it's not, like, directly, like, disrespecting your kids or your family, don't be defensive. Like, regular things shouldn't make you defensive. Like, someone saying, like, hey, well, you do this or what, don't get defensive about it. Just hear what the fuck they got to say, you know? I don't care. I hear what people have to say all the time. Trust me. Anywho, so that's just one of those things that we do without knowing that we're doing it. And it's like, why do we do these things that are trendy? You know what I'm saying? That we do just because everybody else is doing, or that we don't know really, like, we don't have no true, we need some, like, substance. You know what I'm saying? We have none of that in society. Like, people don't have any substance. You know, is that the word, substance? This is why I need, you know what I like? And you know what I'm going to start doing? Probably when I make these videos, is I'm going to talk to Google. Okay, Google. Maybe she don't work. I don't know. She don't like me.
Left, up.
So, I want to... What does substance mean, Google? So you guys don't have to take my word for it.
Substance, a particular kind of matter with uniform properties.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. That's the start of a poem. Substance, a particular kind of matter with uniform properties. The real physical matter of which a person or thing consists and which has a tangible, solid presence. That's what I'm talking about. The quality of being important, valid, or significant. Get it? We need to have more substance. You know? We don't have enough substance. We're just superficial. Okay, Google, define artificial.
Artificial, made or produced by human beings rather than occurring naturally, typically as a copy of something natural.
That's us. You know? Made or produced by human beings rather than occurring naturally, typically as a copy of something natural. That's what everything that we do is. Like, everything is artificial. Of a person or a person's behavior. Insincere or affected. Ooh, I love words and I love definitions. And I think that you should too. I think that using the dictionary and looking up words is a lost, like, art that we grew up doing. I mean, if you were born in the early, maybe 2000, was my son looking at dictionaries in school? Yeah, they had a dictionary when my son was like 4 or 5 years old. So I'd say like 2006, if you were born past that time, or past 2003, because you weren't going to school, you probably don't use a dictionary, and you probably didn't go to school. Like, the dictionary was not probably a biggie thing that you needed. They probably provided computers. I don't know. All I know is that when I was growing up, the dictionary and the encyclopedia was the shit, okay? We didn't have Google. We couldn't just go on Google and fucking just ask Google whatever we want to ask. We had to go in the encyclopedia alphabetically and find what we were looking for. And That's another thing that's fucked up. Like, we have no substance. No substance. Now we don't use a dictionary. You know what I'm saying? Now we use the Google. You know, it's like, it's artificial. Everything's artificial. Nothing's natural. You know, nothing's like, there's no substance, you know? And it's sad because it's sad that I am lit and I forgot what I was talking about in the beginning of this video. But you know what? I don't need a subject to talk because I just love to talk. So I'll just keep talking. And it's sad that society... Oh yeah, I was talking about the Black Panther movie. There we go. Bam. See that? Blame it on the weed. Got me in the need. No, I'm just playing. Okay. Anyways, so the Black Panther movie. So my initial reaction was cool. Another dope ass movie. I want to go see it. Then, and which that has not changed. I do hella want to go see that movie. It looks dope as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But for me personally, I'm not looking at it in a political way. And everyone is looking at this in a political way. And by political being, it's turning into a black white thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything with this labeling, you know, like, why can't it just be just a movie? It's a good movie, and it's an all black movie with an all black cast, with all black directors and all this shit, okay? And that's cool. And then, so let's just take this one step at a time. So let's talk about that. Okay. It's an all black cast. Okay, that's cool. I think that is fucking dope. Whatever. Like, I don't think nothing bad about that. But I also think, what if? So I have to look at this from both perspectives. Okay, so if we're going to look at it like that. So what if there was a movie that was like another movie that came out, you know? And it's an all white movie with the all white cast and all white things, you know, and it's called The White Tiger or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And they steal, like how white people do, they like to steal other people's history and make the white person the hero. So say they made a movie called The White Tiger and they stole a story from Africa, you know, from the history of Africa. And then they made it into a white movie with the African star. You know? Okay, right? What then? Would black people be mad? Or would they be like, oh, cool, they made a white movie with White Tiger, you know? Like, it's just like... I want to convey my feelings on this whole race thing in a way that everyone will understand. But I truly do honestly feel like no matter what I say, people are going to have their preconceived opinions and they're going to be set, and people aren't going to be looking at it with an open mind, you know, like to look at it from another perspective. And to be able to look at something from another perspective and look at it and just look at it and be there and just see that perspective and then be like, okay, I see that perspective. And either you're like, that's cool, like I like that perspective, or you're like, I don't like your perspective, you know what I'm saying? But either way, you look at it and you step back and you move on. And that's not your perspective. That's somebody else's perspective. You know what I'm saying? And that perspective doesn't take away from your perspective, because your perspective is still here and that one is still here. You know what I'm saying? You just came over and said, hey, perspective, how you doing? And this perspective said, oh, I'm cool. And they were like, okay, well, you know, nice meeting you. Have a great day, you know? Or, hey, hope to see you again one day, you know? And went back on with their own perspective. Like, these don't have to do this. Like, my perspective doesn't have to fight with your perspective. Like, I can have my own perspective of something and not take away from yours. Does that make sense? Did I get too carried away with that perspective shit? Okay, so anyways, my perspective, my opinions and perspectives. Okay, mine, not yours, mine. And I'm always open to your perspective. Elaborate, whatever you want to do. I don't care. I do care. I like it. I like feedback and people's perspectives, negative and positive. I like them all. Okay? Anyways, like I said, so this is turning into a political thing with the movie. And to me, I feel like the race thing is a political thing. I feel like it's always been a political thing, and it is a political thing. I feel like it started as a political thing, and it's remained a political thing throughout generations. Okay? That's my opinion from my collective life and thoughts and things that I've seen and felt and heard and believe. Okay? I feel like it's a political thing. Race is a political thing. Okay? It's a label for political reasons. Because, really, who cares about race? I mean, ethnicity, race, blah, blah, blah. What does it do? Separates us, okay? Religion, separation, okay? It's all just makes us all get in these little spots, you know? And this Black Panther thing, it's a fucking dope-ass movie, and it's getting turned into a political thing, and yeah, it's cool because it's going to get all the ratings, and all the people are going to go see it, you know what I'm saying? But, like, where's all this money going, y'all? Yeah, this is an all-black cast, but these are all rich-ass black actors. All of them. All of them. Did they go to the hood and do casting? Could they just find just regular, go to like, there's black people at black schools in black arts programs that are actors, that are, you know, black people, like really from, you know, like give them a chance. Like, what did this movie really do for black people besides give you another black comic character or a black superhero? What is it doing? And see, this is the thing, because I've heard so far, I haven't taken time to look at a whole bunch of shit about it because it's not like a big thing and it's not really getting on my nerves, but I just want to talk about it. But so look, somebody that I know said, let me see what she said. Hold on. Let's ask Google something first before I do this. Okay, Google, what are the proceeds for the Black Panther movie going towards?
Here's a brief.
After the death of blah, 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 blah. Okay, it doesn't say nothing about the proceeds. Are the proceeds of the Black Panther movie sales going to anything? I don't know. Just real quick. Black Panther movie, blah, blah, blah. Black Panther movie. Director says it was always Marvel's most political. Look at this shit. Dude, I swear this is my first time, like, Google searching this shit. But you know what? It's funny that this pops up on ABC News when I searched it up, because I'm just telling you about this, you know? Like, and this is on ABC News, and it said something about being political. So I told you I think this is turning political. Now let's see what these people have to say. I'm going to play. It's buffering. Give it a minute. But anyways, while that's buffering, I'm just going to say, like, I super duper think that this is going to turn to, like, a political thing. And then there's a shooting right after it. It's like gearing up for something, you know? Let's see.
Pre-sale ticket records, and now one of Fandango's top 5 pre-sellers of all time. Ooh, ABC's Byron Pitts. Byron Pitts sat down with the director, Ryan Coogler. Hey there, Brian. Good morning. This movie has everything we've come to expect in a Marvel movie. It has eye candy, special effects, and this time, something very special. The revolution will be live. It's the record-breaking, genre-busting superhero movie, Black Panther, the mega blockbuster with a message. And these are the two men who brought it to the big screen.
So, my first impression after watching the movie, I walked away and thought, my goodness, they fed me kale wrapped in chocolate.
Let's go!
It was always about what we would make the audience feel. Like,
What do you want them to feel?
for one, we wanted to entertain people. Say, I really admire that guy. He's a superhero, not just because he could punch somebody in the face or he got these cool claws, but he's a good person.
You get to decide what kind of king you are going to be.
The mostly all-black cast features fierce men and fiercer women.
For me, it's seeing the women in the movie doing just awesome stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's what we always look around and be like, this is amazing.
Justice, your king couldn't deliver.
There's a complex bad guy in Michael B. Jordan.
That kid is dealing with unfulfilled promises. A lot of times when people go bad, it's because of that somewhere.
And Chadwick Boseman.
I know who you are. Now, what do you want?
A leading man who got the part without ever auditioning. Forgive me, is the brother that good?
He is.
But even with all the fun and the fights,
Don't freeze.
I never freeze.
the movie is the most overtly political of the Marvel Universe.
What Stanley and Jack Kirby did 50 years ago was pretty bold in the mid-60s to say, here is a character from Africa, from this African nation, who's smarter than you, who's richer than you, who's more technologically advanced than you.
2018, with all this going on, this is, again, a bold thing to do.
And I think, as often happens in comic books, in movies, in all of pop culture, things take on a resonance, things take on a meaning.
Truth is that Black Panther was always Marvel's most political comic. We thought that we would be doing the character a disservice if we didn't have that same quality in our movie.
Any hint of politics aside, it's a fine, family-friendly movie. You guys will have...
Okay, anyways, so, like I said, political. I think it's going to turn into a political thing. So, do you think that they released this movie for black people? Or do you think that they released this movie for their agenda? You know, for an agenda. Is this movie been released right now for an agenda or for black people? It's February. Isn't there like some type of voting coming up or something? I don't know. Something's probably going on now. But this is all like, you know, they have an agenda that they're doing this for. And this is not for... It's cool. And it's great for black people. But don't give people more credit than they deserve. Okay? Don't give them more credit than they deserve. They ain't did this shit just for black people. Trust and believe that, okay? And these actors, they volunteered. Did they give the proceeds of their money? Like, please, don't tell me that they're doing this shit for black people. Like, this movie is for black people like that. It's not like that for black people. Like, come on now. Almost all black cast. Almost all black director. There was a white guy and a black guy there. Almost. Please. Okay, so look, anyways, this is what was said. Let me click on that shit. Da, 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 da. Okay, so it says, I'm treating all negativity about Black Panther and the amazing people who are going to see it as a hate crime. Get that ass blocked. And I'm like, I'm reading it and I write, you can't be serious. And they're like, super. I'm like, what's your definition of negativity? And so she says, basically, I feel like black people are an intense and important moment. And if you got nothing nice to say, keep it to yourself. But basically, I feel like black people are an intense and important moment. And if you got nothing to... Okay, so... And then all I said was, I just rolled my eyes into outer space. She's so funny. She said, I hope they find their way back to you. I'm dying. So anyways, yeah. So... But that's a friend, we're not going to fight over that. It's not like a big deal. It's just that's what I just want to say. For example, this is like what it's turned into. So if I say anything negative about the Black Panther movie, is it a hate crime? Am I being hateful? Or what? Like, I don't understand. And then, like, even people that want to say something, they're not going to say nothing because they're scared that black people are going to call them racist. Do you want to be a bully? Do you want people to be scared to say how they feel in their opinions because they're automatically going to be labeled something? Just because someone doesn't agree with someone else's perspective, are they hateful? Because I have a lot of things to say about the Black Panther movie right now. I said a lot of things. Some of them might have been negative, you know? It might be considered negative. I didn't say, fuck that movie, it ain't shit, don't go watch it, you know? It's a good movie. Go watch it. Pay to go watch it. I'm not going to pay to go watch it. I'm going to wait till it comes out on like DVD or YouTube or whatever. Like, because I'm not going to pay $10 to go sit in a movie theater where I can't do whatever I want to do. I have to sit there and in the dark, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather, the most I might do is go to like a drive-in where I could take my kids and we could sit down and we could chill and we could move around, and you know, it's way better. Anyways, so that being said, no, I won't be part of those box office sales. Are you part of the box office sales? Like, what do you think? Like, do you get excited when it says Black Panther movie record-breaking sales? What are they doing with that money? I want to know. Somebody tell me, what are they doing with that money? Like, I hope that they're doing something with that money. Like, I hope that they're doing something for black people, since they're juicing this shit up. Like, they're like, yeah, we gonna get all the black people to come spend their money. They gonna be on this shit, Black Panther. It's almost like Black Power. It's like so close to saying Black Power. Black Panther, Black Power. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm so pissed that my nephew is not here to watch this movie. Yeah. So, you know, I like the Black Panther movie, okay? And I have a vested, I'm looking at this shit from an unbiased perspective, okay? Because, like, really, in all honesty, I'm fucking so excited about the Black Panther movie. Okay? Like, I'm excited because, not because it's a fucking Marvel movie or it's a comic movie or because it's fucking none of that shit. But just because my nephew would have thought that it was the dopest, and he knew it was coming out, you know? And just because, like, I know that for him and for a lot of black people, I know that it means more than just a movie. And I understand that. Like, I truly do understand that. Like, I am not a non-empathetic person. Like, truly, I understand. But when I talk about things that, like, I'm passionate about, and that, like, because all my opinions and my stuff, like, if I talk about it, it's because I'm passionate about it, because I feel something about it, and I feel something deeper than just what you're seeing on the outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying I fucking don't like the Black Panther movie. I'm not saying that. It ain't no fucking hate crime. Like, I would never say that I hate that movie. I'm saying, like, don't not see. Like, see. Like, don't just follow suit. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just do it because it's a trend, you know? I think it would have, you know what I thought would have been dope? Like, I wish my nephew was here. Dude, my nephew was like, I'm sorry guys, I'm looking for, give me just a second here. Sorry, give me just a second.